Goosebumps is rated GB7 because it may be too spooky for Goosebumps fans under 7.
Hello, Goosebumps fans. So I'm here to actually try to do. Sadly, it's not an update, but it's kind of like a little interesting realization, which for people who actually already watched it, and just a nice little nod to the book girl, yes, to the little novelists out there, just making sure you have like something. So here's what we know so far is that they reassured that they have a director and they have the producer. The producer actually is the same person who is behind the movie, Neil H. Moritz, or something like that. And lo and behold, also a part of it is Scholastic Entertainment. Now, let's take a moment to talk about this, because this is going to be interesting. Now, as you guys can see right now, the good news is that they're not going to be completely a jerk, but they're kind of being a jerk. What I'm talking about is the fact of when it comes to the remakes, the re-releases, and the fact of where it's like, we're going to make them brand new, Ever since 2008, we actually gave you some old books with new covers. But they didn't release every single one they have in their repertoire. And yes, we can easily talk about the give yourself goosebumps stuff, but it's like, we're good. It's like, that's not a real thing that we really should talk about. And Goosebumps 2000 is kind of weird that they don't have that either. So it's weird that Bride of Living Dummy, the Haunted Car, Graveyard Ghouls, and Don't Feed the Vampire, all four of those should technically not be allowed thanks to India. No offense, but yeah, their India sector somehow have control over it, which is crazy enough too, where it's like, it's even worse is if you're a Marvel fan. The good news is that we have Disney Plus, but before that, you know how hard it is to actually legally get copies of the whole entire series of Spider-Man or even X-Men. You have to actually order it from London. That's how bad it was. Now, even though I'm thinking, does Disney Plus even have that? I'm not sure. But it's like, yeah, hopefully we got that. Hopefully they got that. If not, then they're still in the same boat. Deal with us. The fact of where it's like, if you want Goosebumps 2000, if you want to have Tales, if you want to give yourself Goosebumps, you have to actually order it from India. Allegedly. Yeah, but I'm still shocked that the whole Tales that gives you goosebumps, more Tales that gives you goosebumps, more Tales that give you goosebumps, those have not been released just yet. But the real topic, instead of me continue on just going down this rabbit hole, is the idea of they're making sure that they don't re-release books they don't want you to know exist. It's true. I mean, the good news is that you can look it up online. You can actually order it from the past and order it offhand, but first party, actually ordering it from Scholastic yourself, they're not going to do it. So you have, of course, Monster Blood 2 and Monster Blood 3. Never heard of them. Monster Blood 4, never heard of them. I Live in Your Basement, never heard of them. Werewolf Skin, never heard of them. Why I'm Afraid of Bees, never heard of them. Chicken, never heard of them. The only way that you'll ever even get them is in a Retro 10 if you're lucky. And that comes to the messed up realization being like, if you have a book that you want brand spanking new, that you heard about, you read about, and you just would like to have one brand new copy, and you're forced to actually buy it by a 10, no less. It's like you got all these other books that you don't really want. You just want this one book, and lo and behold, you have to buy a 10 for it. Or crazy enough, if you want to have an awesome variant of one of the classic books that they re-release, you actually have to buy this whole entire collection of the books, which is $20 if you're lucky. It could be less, but even so, it's like, you understand what I'm saying right now, right? It's the fact that they're making sure, and Scholastic Entertainment is part of this, which means they most likely should know that they should be pushing books. So since they know they should be pushing books, that means what's gonna maybe happen. That means that when it comes to the episodes, it's only we're going to get scraped from bottom of the barrel to actually get episodes that they never done before. So chances are, and plus note, I hope that they actually will be smart enough to where it's like, good, I'm glad you have Sony, and I'm glad you have lots of money. I am glad. But I really hope you actually use the movie versions of them so you can save some of that money, so you can actually look at them even more detailed instead of being like, so we have some photos and you know, and you know. And I know, sadly, when it comes to Carly Beth, the person who played as her in the movie might not be casted as her, which is a darn shame. But I would at least like to have her as a cameo. That's all. I would at least like to have her as a cameo or something, you know. But anyways, that's the only update I have, is it really a good idea that Scholastic Entertainment is going to be in charge of it? If they're going to be a part of it and they're going to be able to have a word about what's going on, then again, like I said, that means the books that will be featured in the episodes, if they're actually going to be pushing them and actually getting that money, that means that there's going to be many of them that they're going to be like, yeah, no, you're not going to get to do that. So instead of the outlining from the old days, it's more like they're going to really center themselves of, we want to sell books. We don't have any material. We don't have any merchandise, but you know, we have books. Given they do have merchandise, it's just that they kind of suck at even giving out merchandise. I tried actually listening to one guy actually told me that he found a Goosebumps hoodie that he was wearing on a Saturday at Ross. And I went like a few days later going to Ross and I couldn't find a single thing. I didn't find what he was talking about. So that's kind of a sad suck. But anyways, that's all I got for you. I wish I could tell you more, but that is all I have. It's just a fact of Scholastic Entertainment might maybe actually do something to the show. Nothing bad, but it's more like the fact that there's going to be things that won't be touched. So here's hoping when it comes to the books that haven't been re-released already. It's like, good news is that, yeah, there'll be retro tins. Yeah, the retro tins. Yeah. But it's like, then that means that they're going to be pushing hard for you to get that certain book that's in the retro tin. Yeah, that's pretty messed up, isn't it? Like, stay out of your basement, which they already did. So it's like, hopefully they go with the new subjects, because I don't think they really need to get out of the basement. And was Dr. Brewer as a part of it? I know he was in the video games. I think maybe two of them. Yeah, two of them, but I don't think he was ever actually in the movie. I'm pretty sure that was your plant food, which, yeah, special thanks to Goosebumps Completionists. That costs a lot of money to find it, $30 to $50, I think. Well, yeah, that deserves to have a re-release. I really hope you do that. It's like, yeah, I really hope you. Oh, don't forget, it's in India. It's India's territory. It's India's territory. It's India's territory because they have give yourself goosebumps, and they have the Goosebumps 2000s. I don't know how in the world did they make it. It's just like with Marvel, it's like, but it came from America and yet it's only available in the UK. How does that freaking work? It came from America and India has possession of it, and you can't really do any more. It's like, you can't. It's like, yeah, I'm like, what? You don't have the power to tell them give it back. You don't have the power to tell them, hey, that's cool and all, but how about this? It's like, I really think you guys need to actually have some more power, because, hey, you got power in the TV, you have power to do everything. You took it from freaking Parachute Press. So how come you don't have the power to even take anything from India, or at least allow it to be shared? And who knows, maybe it is shared. And maybe it's like, no offense to the person who told me that, but it's like, maybe they do have it shared, and maybe they do have support to do it. It's just that they don't have the real reason to do it. All I can tell you is this, is that thanks to the everything, there's kind of suck that more tales that give you goosebumps all the way to like the sixth one. That has never been re-released ever again. That's kind of messed up, especially since you have many episodes that's based on it. It really is. Have a scary day, have a scary night.